Today I thought we'd take a look at the 16-inch Ego chainsaw. I did finally get one. I've been wanting one for a little while. First thing to note is I ordered it from Home Depot online. It actually came shipped like this. I was kind of surprised that there's actually no tape at all. I hadn't already cut the tape. It just didn't come with any. No seal at all. It could have been opened at any time, but we'll look inside of it and see what all it has with it. Manual. The 5 amp hour battery, which I'm excited about. I only have the 2.5 amp hour. It is a beast. Charger, same charger I got. And there it is. Well, today I got to put the Ego 16-inch 56 volt cordless chainsaw to the test, and I was actually very surprised today at just how well this chainsaw performed. It comes with the 5 amp hour battery, at least that's the kit that I chose to buy, with the 5 amp hour battery, the 16-inch model. I think this is like the second gen or second year model that they came out with the 16-inch. The only noticeable difference is that handle, more of a texture on the handle, on the grip. Other than that, it's very little differences that I know of, but the saw absolutely performed well. I'll show some video while I'm talking about the saw and some of the specs. I'll try to have some video up playing, but also at the end of the video, after I end the video, I'll just leave that full length of a pine tree that I had taken down. The storm had actually taken down the pine tree, but it needed to be cut up. It was right on the edge of my property and close to the road, so I was waiting for this to come in. First time I put it to use, I had a little small apple tree in the backyard that also broke at the fork during the storm, and then of course that pretty large pine tree fell. It was an easy task with this saw. So I don't know, I could have probably gotten by with a smaller battery. It probably still would have had to been changed at least once, if not twice. But to my surprise, with this 5 amp hour battery, it still shows at least 25% charge after cutting down the little small tree in the back and also that large pine tree, as you see. So that's a really promising thing, which it is a beast of a battery, and it held up very well. So the oil level lasted so long that I thought maybe my oiler wasn't working, but every so often just check it. You can see that the oiler is oiling well. So it's good. That 5 ounces just does last a long time. So just a good way to check it and make sure your oiler keeps putting out on your bar and chain, because you really do want to keep your bar and chain oiled well. The little brake, the chain brake and stop works well. Had no trouble with the controls. Everything felt good, balanced well. Looking at the specs of the saw, I thought it was a really good thing that they actually show you what the Oregon part number for the 16-inch bar is. The actual chain lets you know your oil tank capacity. The weight of the saw is a little over 8.5 pounds without the battery pack. And again, you got a model number down here for the guide bar and the chain, and their actual model number as well, but you can go straight to Oregon with that number, it looks like, so that's neat. So while I was bucking that tree that was down, I know that the tree at the base was more than 16 inches, because that last cut you'll see on the video, I actually couldn't quite get into the tree all the way. So it was probably at least 16 inches, if not a little over. But as far as some of the specs on this saw, it's a 3/8 pitch chain. The chain speed is about 30.2 meters per second. The actual brushless motor, they call it the high efficiency brushless motor. It turns at 6,800 RPM. So it's pulling almost 7,000 RPMs on the motor. It has the 5-year warranty on the tool, the 3-year warranty on the battery. It mentions for filing to use a .177 or a 4.5 millimeter file. I also just want to mention that the weight of the battery is different. It's kind of easy to remember because the 5.0 amp hour is right at 5 pounds, what I measured. And the 2.5 amp hour that I have is right at 3 pounds. So they're pretty close to the amp hour, just to get a rough idea. If you want a little bit lighter weight saw, it'll still have close to the capacity, but should I say the speed control will actually limit how much output the motor has based on the battery. So the 5.0 will give you the full output, where the 2.5 I think will give it a reduced output. But for most things around the house, I'm probably just going to put the 2.5 amp hours in it because it'll be light, and this battery lasts so well that the 2.5 will probably do most jobs that I want to do, unless I'm taking down a large tree, which I didn't see myself doing with this saw. But so far I don't really need anything but this around my house, and I do have a lot of pines, a few hardwoods. But just to give a comparison, I know a lot of people talk about how light this saw is, and it is light, but this 5.0 amp hour battery, being 5 pounds, does add some weight. Although it's very impressive, if you can see that, it's right at 13 pounds and 13 ounces. So it ain't too far from being 14 pounds. Now of course we can drop 2 pounds just by dropping the battery size down, which is a good feature to be able to do. For example, I have a 20-inch Echo here that's a nice saw, and it does weigh 15 pounds. But now with that said, this is a high output 20-inch saw. Of course, it actually cost about close to twice what I paid for that Ego. That definitely is my main saw, but I actually haven't used it at all since I got this battery saw, because the battery saw performs so well. I hate to say, I see that I even let the chain get rusty on the gas powered saw. The price point on this saw at the time of purchase, which would have been in June 2018, this saw was $299 with the 5 amp hour battery. And I've been wanting this saw for a couple of years, and I'm just now able to pull the trigger and get it. But when it comes down to it, it's worth the wait, because at Home Depot, at least in my local store, they only sell the 14-inch. So at Home Depot, the 14-inch saw is $249 with a 2.0 amp hour battery. My store didn't have the 16-inch, but you can also get the 16-inch tool only for $219 the last I checked. And that sounds like a good deal, since I do have several 2.5 amp hour batteries, and I almost did that. But then I got to thinking, when you actually price out the 5.0 amp hour battery, it is over $200 by itself. I think typically $219. So instead of paying $219 for just the tool only, for $299, I don't think you can go wrong getting a combo and getting a 5.0 amp hour battery and the actual 16-inch saw. So I just wanted to share that little bit of a review today. I was highly impressed with it. Hope you were. So if you didn't notice in the video, I did tighten the chain. The video didn't show it completely because it's over here, but pop the battery out for safety. Tightening the chain is just this easy. You loosen up. Though it's a tool-free chain, you just loosen this up. You can loosen and tighten. Just that easy. And it's done. Ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this quick review of the 16-inch Ego 56-volt chainsaw. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. and thanks for watching. And please stay tuned for the rest of this video if you would like to see the full-length video of the large tree-eye buck. So here's our setup. We got the 5 amp hour battery. I have a pine tree that was taken down during a storm, and I've been needing to cut it down for probably about a month now. So I just got this 16-inch Ego in, was waiting to try it out. I got a gas powered Echo, but I wanted to wait and put this to the test and see how it does. I'm excited about it. I've seen some good reviews about it, want to try it out myself. Before we get started, we got to make sure we fill up some bar and chain oil. We do have a visible window here to see our oil level, so I'm going to pour some in and we'll check it out. They fell during the storm in the backyard. And after we get familiar with the saw, ironically, the big tree we're going to cut is just out on the other side of the fence. The pine that fell during the storm will hit it next. that much power that quiet. Very quiet saw, especially for as much power as this guy.